Hello YouTube viewers and random Doctor Who fans hot on the heels of my TARDIS Bluetooth speaker review. I'll be taking a look at this, which is the Assault Dalek version, and again major thanks to Massive Audio for sending this out to me. Taking a look at the packaging, it's in the same layout with the big classic Doctor Who logo at the bottom and Assault Dalek Bluetooth speaker written below. On the sides it says it's Bluetooth enabled, plus we get an image of the Dalek below it. On the other side we get a list of some of its features and functions, and just like the TARDIS speaker box it's held shut with these great St John's Ambulance badge stickers, which do make less sense here. The window display is huge and shows off the Dalek very well alongside its accessory, which is great for collectors who want to display it while it's still in its packaging. The back elaborates on all of its technical specifications, so if you want to check those out then pause the video. Okay, that's enough about the box, let's move on to the speaker. Alrighty, so here we have the Assault Dalek in all of its glory, and it does just look excellent. Taking a look at detail, the dome has been recreated well here with those various indentations cut into it, making it look like pieces of armour plating. The antenna lights, or indicators or ears, have been sculpted well with those fine brackets running up the edges. The eye stalk looks great too. We get the black lens housing at the end with the detailing around it, as well as these translucent discs behind. The eye stalk housing is also present on the dome, with some nice silver bolts around its edges, and that Dalek dog tag code panelled under the eye stalk. The black wire mesh design can be seen under the dome, and just like the TARDIS, this section also contains the speaker grills, which have perhaps been disguised even better than the TARDIS, as this offers a much more natural place to export sound. The discs running around the mesh look great too, with the bolts also present on the pillars. The slats look so good, they're just so crisp and sharp and really look like a separate part of the Dalek which has been bolted on, thanks to these great silver bolt heads which have been sculpted to look as though they've been indented into each slat. On the front we get the cube-shaped housing for the weapons, which includes this excellent bracket on the front of both that features a nice amount of detail. The manipulator arm has been moulded to look as though it's telescopic, while the exterminator gun looks good too. Both are made from soft rubber, so bend easily, meaning they won't snap off, just like they might had they been made from a much more rigid material. Moving down to the skirt, it's peppered with the eggs, or balls, or bumps, or hemispheres, or whatever you want to call them. Like the slats, they each contain a sharp sculpt, and you can even see those raised halo-like edges around each one. Finally, we get the bumper at the bottom. It's been sculpted to again look as though it's made from various panels, which have been bolted together. As well as this, the bumper is where we get the controls for the speaker itself, with the buttons on the front, complete with a small microphone hole beside them, and the input sockets and on-off switch at the back. And finally, on the underside, we get a few more speaker grills for the secondary speaker, as well as some lovely legal Gerner-Hervagergum. The paint apps on here look beautiful too. The Dalek gives off this fantastic sheen, as though it's actually made from bronze. Different shades of bronze have been used throughout the speaker, with the lighter gold on the slats, bumps and weapons housing, really giving it an authentic look. So overall for detail, I love it. It's so precise. There is a small amount of articulation on here. The eye stalk can move up and down to a tiny degree, while the manipulator arm and exterminator gun are both on ball joints, so can swivel and pivot around. It's only a small amount of articulation, but I'm glad it was included, as it helps give it that personal touch when on display or in use. But the main feature the Dalek offers is that it's a Bluetooth speaker. To turn it on, flick the switch at the back.
Dalek unit reinitializing.
The Dalek will say that it's reinitializing, and as you can see the eye stalk will glow blue while the ears will flash on and off in time with the voice. It will then begin to search for a Bluetooth signal, which is indicated by another sound effect.
Seek, locate, exterminate.
The eye lens will begin to blink on and off. To connect it to your device, turn on your Bluetooth and begin a search. You should then pick up a device called Assault Dalek, and of course it's this one you will want to pair with. The exterminator gun sound effect will be heard when the device successfully pairs with the speaker, while the eye stalk will remain steadily lit. And now, no matter what audio your device plays, it will be transmitted to the speaker. Just like the TARDIS review, I won't be able to play any actual proper music in this video, as YouTube copyright law will have me fed to wild animals or something. So here's some super awesome copyright-free nonsense. The speaker emits a very clear and very crisp sound, and once again I can't help but be impressed by it. There's no dip in quality or volume or any static or feedback. Additionally, I love how the ear lights on the dome will flash in time with the music. That's an excellent touch. If you want to hear the Dalek playing some actual proper tunes, there's a link in the description below, which will take you to a video on my Facebook page where the copyright police have less jurisdiction. But even then, the video doesn't really do the sound justice. It just has to be experienced in reality to be appreciated. It's remarkable. It features a range of up to 33 feet or 10 meters, so it's excellent for parties as you don't have to be close to the speaker to control it. As well as this, the speaker also includes its own control buttons, so you don't have to use your device to control it. There are 4 buttons on the front of the bumper. The 2 on the left hand side control the volume of the speaker. As you can hear, it can get very loud indeed, and as well as that, it will emit a warning signal when it's at full volume. A nice companion to this is that the antenna ears will get brighter as the sound gets louder, and dimmer as the sound lowers, and even flash brightly when at full volume. I really love that. The volume buttons can also control which song is playing. Holding down on the volume up button for a few seconds will cause it to skip forward to the next track, while pressing down on the volume down button will cause it to skip back. Moving on, this button with the handset symbol works as part of the hands-free kit option, so when your device is receiving a call, press this button to answer it, where the caller's voice will be broadcasted by the Dalek. Plus you can respond to the caller by talking into the microphone near the bottom. You can also reject incoming calls by holding down on the button for 2 seconds, and switch from the speaker to your phone by holding down on the button during a call. To redial your last call, double click the button, and it can also be pressed and held to force power the speaker with your Bluetooth device. We get a play and pause button at the end, which of course will cause the current song to pause or play when it's pressed. Additionally, when held down for a few seconds, this button will also turn off the speaker, and it will cause the Dalek to emit another voice effect as it powers down.
Dalek unit is powering down.
As well as this, it will say another phrase when its battery life is running out.
You would make a good Dalek.
Speaking of which, the Dalek speaker contains a lithium-ion battery which will last for around 10 hours when fully charged. A red cable comes with the speaker which can be plugged into any USB socket, while the smaller end is placed into the back of the Dalek. A small LED beside the charger port will light up white to indicate that it's charging, and this will eventually change to green when it's fully charged. Another cable is included which allows you to connect the speaker to other devices which don't offer Bluetooth. Plug one end into the device's headphone jack and plug the other into the in auxiliary socket at the back of the Dalek. This will also cause the Dalek to emit another sound effect.
Dalek command override. This unit will not recognize inferior species as its masters.
However, this disables most of the control buttons, so you won't be able to skip a track or pause the song, but the volume controls will still work. The cable can also connect 2 massive audio speakers together in order to create a surround sound experience. Plug one end of the cable into the out auxiliary port on the speaker which your device is connected to via Bluetooth, then plug the other end into the in port of the other speaker, which will mean that when you play your music, it will be broadcast by both speakers at the same time. The Dalek also comes with an interchangeable arm. To swap them around, unscrew the manipulator arm, then screw in the new appendage. I have to admit that I don't really recognise this arm. The box says that it's an Assault Dalek, but the only Assault Daleks seen in the series were the ones which feature that blowtorch arm in Parting of the Ways. And this doesn't look like that, it's instead some sort of needle. This can also be placed onto the exterminator gun appendage as well. Doing a size comparison, this is a very large Dalek indeed, so it's much bigger than the 5-inch scale character options toy, and towers over the 3.75-inch Dalek, but it isn't in scale with larger 12-inch action figures either. So overall, what do I think of this speaker? Well, I'm just as impressed as I was with the TARDIS version. Perfect audio quality, a great piece of technological wizardry, and features some very precise detailing. The idea to use the grill mesh as speaker holes is inspired as it doesn't take away from the overall superficial appearance of the speaker. Again, like the TARDIS speaker, you can sort of see through the grill, but that doesn't bother me this time around, as it adds to the overall look of the Dalek. The antenna lights are just a masterstroke, and I really love that they're responsive to the sounds the Dalek makes. Speaking of which, the sound clips and speech used here is fantastic, and I wish there'd been a separate button on the unit which allows you to play them without the battery running out or plugging in the red cable. A slightly different version of this Dalek speaker is also available, the black and grey Dalek Sec, which features a bonus alternate manipulator arm. But in the end, no matter which one you choose, they're both awesome collectibles. In fact, I really couldn't call which one I like better, the TARDIS or the Dalek. They both feature excellent detail and features, they're simple and easy to use, and they definitely get my recommendation. Again, major thanks to Massive Audio for sending this out to me. Both Dalek and TARDIS speakers are available now at all good gadget and memorabilia retailers in the USA, and will be available in the UK very soon. For more information on these new speakers, please check out the links in the description below, and if you haven't already, be sure to check out my review of the TARDIS speaker, which is online now. And so that does it for this review. I really hope you liked it. If you did and you're new to my channel, please hit subscribe for more videos, and keep up to date with all my latest news and reviews by liking my Facebook page and following me on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.